Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello. I just got back. I literally just walked in the door from RIBFEST. So I had to go pee. I had to take a pee. How's everybody tonight? Oh, my fan isn't down. That's why it sounds weird. It sounds very quiet in my office. I would definitely share the ribs if I could. Alas, I could not. And it was very sad. But it was not sad for me because I got to eat a lot of ribs. And Joan Osborne was the, hey, what's up? Joan Osborne was the concert at RIBFEST tonight. We left before the Spin Doctors because it was Joan Osborne and the Spin Doctors. And then Joan Osborne was done. And we were kind of like, oh, we got to go. We got to go do Run Tarot. And I was like, I'm fine with that because I'm not like the world's biggest Spin Doctors fan. I know like one of their songs, but I went nuts for Joan Osborne. And now I feel real old and real sad. I got to roll a joint real quick because I just came in. But I got a new tarot deck today. I know. That's the sad thing, Melody, is that he can't belch in the background. But this way, this keeps the, oh, my rolling tray is all covered in dust. This keeps the puppy from being near me. Because the puppy isn't allowed in my office. The office is only for dogs that can control themselves and their lives and they can get their shit together. And that's not my dog. So, hello. If I want to read some tarot, just go ahead now. I will definitely read some tarot, but I need to make a joint for myself before I go on. So, and I am covered in grease from an ill-advised. I didn't get any barbecue sauce on myself. Oh, you didn't miss the question box post. In fact, you know what I can do right now is I can go to the question box and I can put it in here because I forgot to, you know me, I'm so organized. So I can go and post it right now. There it is, Fit Chase Fortune Teller. Oh, I think I've made it Drunk Tarot again. I'm having such a hard time with that. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm not trying to steal somebody's jive. You know that. Okay, hang on. Here it is. Here's the question box. There's a Spin Doctor song about tarot. There's the question box link. Oh, I was going to say, wow, she's really impatient for me to get to this. Like, did I not just, if it's a Spin Doctor song? Okay. Maybe I'll get into the Spin Doctors. Joan Osborne was very good. She did not play Right Hand Man, which is my, like, favorite, but she did play St. Teresa and Spiderwebs. But it was kind of sad that she didn't play the other one. I'm a demanding fan. I want them to play the things that I want to hear, and I want them to do it now. I was hoping I wouldn't have to grind up anymore. Stuff is happening over here. It's all happening. So yeah, so there's your question box post. And I should probably open the question box too so I can look at it. I am all out of sorts tonight. All sorts of out of sorts of tonight. Okay, here we go. And then I got to remember that I can click to different windows because last week I was like, oh my gosh, if I click away from this window, clearly. Hopefully, if you want to do just go. Oh, yeah, I remember. Oh, so I know. Yeah, that's the. Yeah, no, that's the only song I know by them is that one. The if you want to something, just go ahead now. And if you do something else now. I guess I wasn't a very cool 90s person, but this time seeing Joan Osborne was a lot better than seeing Joan Osborne when it was like 1996 or 1995. It was 1996 actually, when Mike Mishler put snow down my dress. No, it wasn't a dress. It was overalls. Could you imagine taking a snowball, just a hunk of dirty snow off the side of the road and pulling somebody's overalls out and jamming snow down there? It wasn't nice. It wasn't nice of him to do that. Oh, other weird and random thing. I wish Jill was here tonight. Well, she's not, but the important thing is I would have to let her know that I saw a guy that I went to winter formal with sophomore year of high school. I saw him at RIBFEST tonight. I didn't say anything, but he walked by and I went, huh, I think that was that guy that I went to RIBFEST, not RIBFEST, I went to God damn it. And I didn't even drink while I was there. Mr. Jen got super drunk and gave away his drink tickets to this, this pretty girl. It was so funny. We're leaving and he's like, yeah. He's like, oh, good, give these away. And I knew they were not going to some guy. They were going to one of these girls. And so he gave him his drink tickets. And then we left and he strolled right out the gate with a beer in his hand. We're like halfway to the car and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah, I did not drink there tonight because somebody had to drive home. Oh no. Okay. You know what? No, I'm not going to do this on camera because people will yell at me. Hey, I need a thing. No, not a fire, Corbin, to pop the toppers off. Yeah. All right. So let's get to it. I got a new deck now that we're 6 minutes in and all I've done is roll a joint. I got the Fountain Tarot. And thank you, my love. Yep. She's just RIBFEST. Oh, I didn't even look in the mirror to see if I've got stuff. I don't. Okay. We're all good. Just cystic acne. The Fountain Tarot. I'm going to use this tonight because you know how I am. You are the voice and the breath of universes. Okay, well, let's not get excited. You're a tarot deck. And I haven't even looked at the book yet. But if you buy it, there's a brief history of tarot. And they talk about Carl Jung in the back. And they have, so this is not a bad book. It's actually a pretty comprehensive little book. So if you're thinking of buying this. And the pictures are non-traditional, but they really, really keep to the thingamabobs. You know, the thingamabobs. What did I do with this last time? What did I do? My desk's a fucking mess. Everything is a mess in here. Okay. Let's take a look at. Oh, there's a thing in here about the the handbook for mortals. But did everybody see the hand job for mortals book that somebody wrote? It was fantastic. I mean, I didn't read it yet, but okay. My friend is throwing her second drag king birthday party. What dress should I wear? I don't know if tarot can answer that for you, but what dress should you wear? I don't know. Something with sprinkles on it? I mean, you didn't attach any pictures. Something colorful, I assume, for birthday. Something that looks like a birthday cake. Get a wedding dress and wear it like it's a birthday cake. Okay. We already talked about the Star Trek thing, which I was so delighted by last time, so I can delete that. I just forgot to delete it. When will my husband's and I's finances improve? So this is a good thing. Let's just look, because I can't give you like a when, like this is when. But how about we take a look into, there was one with just cats. Wait, I got confused. There was one with just cats, like a dress, or a tarot with just cats. I'm really trying to get these shuffled good. Gotcha. Okay, well, let's take a look at financial stuff. If it's yours, okay, would you rather I do, like, tell us stuff about our finances for the next 3 months then? So I could do a card for each month. If that's what you would like. Since this is brand new today, that's why I'm shuffling it so much. And they're so stiff. If you get these, they're very stiff and they're very sharp. Those are my only complaints. Stiff and sharp. Okay, well, how about we look at your financial situation for the next 3 months? That's a little odd. Not very many of the cards actually changed orientation despite being... Okay, there are some that are... Whew! I was going to say that'd be creepy. I don't necessarily need a creepy deck. I like creepy stuff, but not necessarily if it was something weird, like you shuffle a deck of cards and then it's all fuckety, like it's all still one way. We'll do it this way. Because then I know we're going to get some. There's no need for these to be so stiff and gross. So if you have a hard time with your hands, this might not be the deck for you. Okay. And all right, we'll call it that. Okay, so now we're going to figure out what the financial situation is for Maggie for the next 3 months. We'll do, since we're in August, we'll do August, September, October. Financial situation for Maggie and her husband. Okay. August, September, October. Okay. So, this is interesting because is this an 80 card deck? I have to look something up because I don't know. There's a card in here that isn't in other decks. So let's go see what it is. Let's look it up in the book because I have never seen, and the card is the Fountain. So, oh, okay. So the way they have this is that after the World, which is the cycle complete card, which is the end of the major arcana, they've added the Fountain. So let's learn what this means together, okay? It says, the fountain exists outside and beyond the cycles of birth, death, time, and form. It is the nameless, changeless source of which everything is a part. It is the waking from a dream of separateness and identity and the recognition of oneself as not only connected to all things, but all things divine nature. When the fountain appears in your reading, relinquish all illusion of control and remain quiet. It invites you to observe, master less, and to just be effortless and indistinguishable from life. You are the voice and breath of you. It's on the thing. Okay, well, anyway, yours was reversed. And it says identification with a role or personality, fear of being alone, mind obsessed, separation from source, resistance to or denial of reality. Now, here's the thing. I don't think that you maybe have necessarily denied reality, but the your mind constantly going is definitely you being worried because of the financial thing. So I guess there's more of that, but I guess this card sounds pretty positive in terms of like all that other like hippie bullcrap that was on there. So I guess this is just, I don't know, I would say just trust stuff, trust your gut, trust spirit, trust something like that. For this month, which is not necessarily saying that things are going to be great, but basically that you're kind of needing to like get back to that. Now, September is the Fool, and this is the beginning of something. This is the beginning card. Look at how pretty that is. I hope you guys can see how pretty that is. It looks like parkour. Okay. So, this is the Fool usually is an indication of, like something starting, the beginning of a journey, the beginning of a new phase or whatever. So things may be looking up in September, but in October, here's where the bad news comes in. You've got the 10 of Swords, and this is the, I asked specifically for the opposite of this card. So this is a lot of issues, a lot of, October is not going to be great. And you just, oh yeah, you need new tires in November, all four. Okay, so looking at this, the message seems to be that things are going to start looking up. Like, okay, right now you are deep in the freak out about what you're going to need and stuff like that. And you've got a new beginning or moving into a new phase. But when the phase gets started, it's going to seem like everything's looking up really, really big. But then we're going to have an issue with, okay, but I thought everything was going really, really well. Why is this happening to me? Okay, so what you're going to want to think about is when things are going really, really well, is how to get back to the source energy that it was talking about in there so that you're not going bonkers and driving yourself nuts. So just be prepared that even though it might look in September like you're really digging out of the hole, keep a fucking lid on it. Like, keep it tight. Like, like if you get some extra money in September or things start to look up and start to feel better in September, remember that this is around the corner, basically. And this is, clearly, I don't think I have to tell you from the picture. You also might want to consider not sort of like, because this is like a stabbed, I always call this the literal stabbed in the back card too. So if there's something to do with money with your friends or money that someone owes you or something like that, you are going to need to watch your back on that. So that looks like, I'm sorry it wasn't better news. But it does look like things are going to start to get better, but just don't be like, yay, everything's better forever and ever and ever, because you don't know where you're going next. That's the other thing in the Fool. The Fool doesn't know where he's going next. He just knows he's going off into the brave new future. So, yeah. Basically hoard everything, yeah. Thank you, Ambiguous Intent. I also love this shirt. I bought it today. And at RIBFEST, I put a hole in it. You can't see, I can't get it up there high enough. And spilled grease all over it from an elephant ear. So I guess this is a painting shirt now. Glad I got to wear it once. I didn't get any barbecue sauce on it, though. But it got stuck on a table. I customized it. Yeah. Yeah, it was good. It was a good elephant ear. Okay. I am going to go up. I'll come back down to the newer ones, but somebody tell me if we did this. I feel like I would remember. The TLDR version is, will I be in a loving romantic relationship this year? And, oh, you know what an elephant ear is. Hey, Ambiguous Intent, are you from the U.S. or from somewhere else? Is this a regional thing? An elephant ear is a big fried dough thing. You make dough, like really fatty dough, so that like it puffles up, and you throw it in a deep fryer, and then you put toppings on it. Like usually it's cinnamon and sugar, but sometimes they'll put strawberries or other things on there. I did what? Yeah, I cut my hair. Yeah. I cut it. But I didn't. The lady at the place did. My friend Jen did. All right, so I'm going to read this, and if it sounds like one we've done, then let me know. I know, I look like an elf, Tammy. Look at me. I look like an elf. Okay. It says the TLDR version is, will I be in a loving romantic relationship this year? And if not, when will I be? And is the guy I just slept with trustworthy? The longer version is, I have a long history of, if not abusive partners, then kind of asshole partners. The last one ended 2 years ago, and I haven't dated or had sex since Easter 2017, after my then partner turned out to be a self-loathing conservative who went on to make an Alex Jones-type ranty live stream for lols and external validation. Until this week, I had coffee with someone I used to date before the ex. At the time, we went out on a few dates, and he more or less broke it off for what he said was war-related PTSD that he experiences mostly when he's in a romantic relationship, so we called it off before anyone develops feelings. Life went on. I dated and ended up in another relationship, and then that ended. Now, for the past year and a half, this former date buddy has occasionally messaged, but it's always veered into suggesting I might want material for my erotica. I used to write that, but don't anymore because it's too taxing. Which is not an approach I'm fond of. Then I took him to a feminist comedy night, and he got most of the jokes, and we had a decent conversation about gender identities. Not a perfect one, but coming from someone who grew up in an extremely conservative environment in a country that censors hand-holding and mentions of boyfriends, girlfriends, from all media for various reasons. It was good. So a few months later, we just had coffee that turned into Netflix and chill. He's introverted, doesn't like crowds, and seems to be sinking into apathy about his job. I still like him. I just don't know if I should hope this goes anywhere. Is he trustworthy? Does the thing have a future beyond trying to watch movies after 6 hours of just talking, then ending up boning instead? I know I'm starved for affection, and that's how I view the situation. Please help, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Okay, so here's the thing. This was from June 1st, so sorry I didn't get to it before then. So we'll take care of this. How about instead of how about what we do, since I'm only doing 3 cards right now, let's do, it's might be shite because of YouTube. I don't know. Let's just figure out what this guy's intentions are. Okay. How about we'll do 3 cards? What this guy's real intentions are, what you should expect, and then ultimately what you should be thinking in terms of your romance thing. Okay, let's go. You got this. This smells like I don't know. It smells like burned popcorn, but like maybe burned kettle corn. Maybe that's my hands. My hands smell like ribs. Okay. I've washed my hands like 3 times too because they were sticky, but they still smell like ribs. So good. Falling off the bone. Okay. So his intentions, I guess I can take this fucking, God damn it. There's a card in here that's like, follow us on Instagram. Well, what if that had come up in somebody's reading? Okay. Anyway. Hello. Hola, Roma. All right, so his intentions, what you can expect, and ultimately, I don't know. Let's do, okay. We'll see what the 3rd card says. And a 3rd card to clarify. Okay. So his intentions, what to expect, and to clarify. Okay, actually, this doesn't look like fucking terrible. His intentions are represented by the world, okay? You have already had one go round with this dude. You have already had one, what do you call it? You've tried things before and things didn't go well. And it's kind of like, yeah, you're doing it again, but this is not necessarily a doing it again. Like if this had come up next to the devil, I would have been like, haha, go away, leave. But his expectation seems to be that you're going to go around and do things again. Like you're going to, like he kind of sees it going the same way, but your whole thing is like, you actually do kind of want it to be the beginning of a new relationship. By the way, this is the Ace of Cups. This isn't the 2. I don't know why they use 2 things on here, but you do kind of want this to be the new relationship thing. And with these 2 together, it kind of looks like, okay, he wants the same thing that you had before. He wants to go on another spin around, okay? And you kind of are going, okay, this is, whatever. This is like, I want a new relationship. This was all in there. But the clarification card was the Page of Wands. And the Page, first of all, look how cute the Page of Wands is. I guess you can't see it really well. Focus, God damn it. Anyway, these are really good cards. Go look them up. The first thing that I am thinking when I look at this is how fucking bright and happy this person is. And they're going into the future with this wand held aloft. but there's also certain naivete there. So I think that what this card is saying is that, yes, you absolutely can take these intentions and you can go forward and you can start this new journey or what have you, but you need to keep in mind that it's probably going to be the same thing again, not necessarily unhealthy though, because there's no card that came up in here that would suggest unhealthy. Okay. And I don't think, I think it's just you need to keep you don't want to be naive about shit. You want to keep your expectations in check. He really is kind of just looking for the same thing that you had before over again. Yeah, you want more, you know, and this is like the what to expect or your expectations. Something could happen, and there's nothing unhealthy here. So, I mean, if you want to keep boning, keep boning. There's nothing bad. I mean, there's literally like nothing unhealthy in there. Like I said, if the devil had shown up, if the tower had shown up, 2 of Cups reversed, 3 of Swords, then I would have been like, ooh, this is gonna be gross for you. But oh, cool, yeah, transformation for air. Here I am. I was getting. I really did like my long hair, and I would have liked to keep it. But because I was pulling it up so much, I was hurting my hairline. I was like JoJo Siwaing my hairline. So I needed to cut it for a while. And then I can, you know, I can regrow it. My hair grows really fast. I had about 2 feet of hair cut off, and I grew that in like 2 years. So it grows fast. Yeah, Tammy, let us know what a medicine walk is. We're excited to know. I gotta open my booze. It's drunk tarot, and I haven't even opened my booze yet. I'm drinking Stella Artois Cidre or whatever because I used to like Angry Orchard, and then I found out they were a bunch of racist hoe bags, and so we don't drink Angry Orchard anymore because they ruined somebody's proposal, and it was awful. Because he's like, never mind, they're not listening. Abuse. Nothing but abuse here. Hey, here's a fun thing. Usually when I do readings, when I do like pro readings, like when I say pro, but like when I like clients pay for them, I use smaller cards, like a much smaller size cards. I don't have as much room, and I'll be doing this with these cards, blah 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 blah, and these are based on an original like medieval deck. So there isn't as much of the imagery and stuff. Like they're pretty straightforward. They're playing cards, but basically you can actually play tarot with this, or Taranichi or whatever they call it, with this deck. But this is, if you get a reading from me, this is the deck that I use in like my Fiverr readings and my pro readings. Anyway, it's always over here, just sitting. But just to show you the size, there's the size difference in cards. This is a pretty standard size card, and this is a size card that I use to do readings at my desk usually. Animals can appear. I get visions. Wow, 6 kittens. Are you keeping all them kittens, Sammy? Did you just open the door and burp in here? But you burped. Somebody asked. Somebody said, how is he going to burp if you're in there? And you just opened the door and burped. That was incredible. Okay. All right. I'm going to pull one card on this one. Will I be more successful self-publishing or going traditional? So give us one card. Self-publish or go traditional. There are a lot of different ways that this can tell us. The puppy, Mr. Jen got drunk at RIBFEST and he's being attacked by the puppy. That's why he's yelling out there. All right. All right. So will I be more successful self-publishing or going traditional? And not me. I'm talking to people on the computer. upside down as self-publishing. And the reason that I am saying that is because I think of the world and the world's expectations and turning them on its head. So I would say self-publishing is probably the way that you want to go. And I'm not saying that because because trust me, I feel like I would love to be traditionally published again someday. It would be fantastic to not have to do all that fucking work for my own books. I know. I am trying not to sing Hamilton, Tammy, because I just did a show and there were so many teenagers in it and we almost outlawed Hamilton in the... Do you hear the puppy? Do you guys want to see the puppy? Hey, bring me the puppy! I want to show them the puppy! Puppers! Do you guys want to see the puppers? All right. All right, bring her with the pupper chick. She dropped it again. You can't need a pupper.
Here, I'll give you the pupper.
This is Pupper. This is how big Pupper is now. Say hi. Look. Look right there. Look at right there. Look, see? Say hi. You have the hiccups. Oh, and you smell so bad. Oh, there you go. All right. Look at this ferocious. Ferocious! You don't want to. You have the hiccups. Why are you licking my hand?
Because she lives.
At least she's not biting it. Anyway, her name is supposed to be Sophie, but she answers to Puppers because I've been calling her that by accident.
We all call her Puppers.
Yeah, there you go. Now get out of my office. Dogs aren't allowed in here. I mean, you're not allowed in here. Get the hell out.
Nobody likes
Don't come back. Nobody likes you.
Did you throw the pupper chip out here?
I did throw the pupper chip out there. Yeah, that is Wednesday. That was Wednesday. Yes, it is a blue pitty. And I did not want a pupper dog, but we ended up with a pupper dog. So that was Puppers. That's why I'm just calling her now, because they were calling her Sophie, and like, because it was my grandma's dog, and then she named it Sophie, and I'm like, I can't have a dog named Sophie and then sit down and write those fucking boss books. So, yes, that was my 10-year-old daughter, who is 5'2" at 10 years old. Can you believe that? She's gonna be taller than I am. All right. Yeah, that's a part of the transformation I could have done the fuck without. Because I did not, but I saw it happening on Facebook. I saw my grandma agreeing to buy that puppy, and I thought, son of a bitch. Another dog. Son of a bitch. Okay. I'm going to go back down towards the bottom again. My life is in, yeah, Baba's okay. She got a puppy, and she got it from a backyard breeder, and they separated the puppy. They said it was 6 weeks old, but then the vet, when I took it to the vet was like, this puppy's like 6 weeks old now. The thought was more that it was like 5 weeks. And so they took the pupper away at 5 weeks. So she had no bite inhibition at all. She just hadn't been around other dogs enough to develop bite inhibition. And so my Baba, being elderly, has very thin skin. So a tiny little like mouth wouldn't be bad, but a bite, she was just getting carved up, and she just couldn't handle raising a puppy, you know. So now I've got the Puppers. I knew that was gonna happen. I did. I looked at Facebook and I'm like, God damn it! Can I end up with a dog? But so this pupper is now so Pupper is hanging out with the big dogs and learning a lot of hard lessons fast. That's interesting. All right. My life is in turmoil, and I'm worried that I'll soon become a hobo. What do you think? Well, I think that there are not enough trains for you to ride the rails, and I don't think you can carry very much stuff in one of those little bandana things. I think that's exaggerated. So, aside from telling you to go buy tin cups to eat your beans in, let's take a look. We'll do 3 cards. My life is in turmoil. I'm worried I'll soon become a hobo. What do you think? So this is for someone else. Are they going to become a hobo? No, we'll go. What's going on, what you need to do to fix it, and what to expect within the next month. What's going on, what you need to do to fix it. All right, what's coming up in the next month? Oh, okay. So, this is interesting because the Fool has come up again, which we all know is like, it's like a beginning because it's the first card in the deck, and it's a beginning, and it's charging forward bravely. Like if you look at this person, I really like this illustration of the Fool. I don't know how well you can see it because it's like all, looks like it was all done in pastels or colored pencil or something, and so it's kind of blurry, but it's like this little figure running ahead, and there's all of these vast chasms, and it's very much a sense of motion. I'm going to jump, like I've jumped onto this, I'm going to jump onto the next one. So you are, you're at the beginning of a journey, and you're sort of recklessly running forward. Now, I feel like when people are having money troubles, it always feels like you are recklessly running forward. I always feel that way too. I always feel like, I'm sure the money will be there. I'm sure something will happen. I'm sure something will work out. But right now, we've got to do this. Like right now, we need toilet paper, so it doesn't matter. So that might be part of the problem. And the next one to come up, the Page of Swords, is suggesting that there is action to be taken, and you need to take it. But look at that Harry Potter looking motherfucker holding that sword. Okay. He doesn't look real confident. The sword is not super substantial. It is not quite forged yet. So you do have plans. You do have some sort of idea. You do have a kind of concept of how you feel like you can get out of things, right? And but you're not quite sure because you haven't really fully materialized the plan of action in your mind. Okay, so how you're going to get out of it is going to be to continue to materialize that, and continue to do, you know, that work of actually setting down a plan rather than going, fuck it, we'll just keep going ahead and see what happens. Because this is like when I'm in Mario, okay, when I'm playing Mario and I'm just like, fuck it, I'm running as fast as I can and hoping that like I'll get to the end. But yeah, so just remember to, and yeah, this is the Fountain Tarot. I would recommend going and looking at pictures online when you get a chance, because it's a really impressive and sort of pretty deck. The final one that you had here was the Seven of Swords. Now, the Seven of Swords, this is really interesting because the Seven of Swords in other decks is usually, like, well, in my deck that I usually use is the guy sneaking away with like armloads of swords, and then there's some swords left behind, and not taking these swords. But this is really interesting because like, I'm taking these swords and I'm leaving them behind. It does seem like you have many ideas, but there are options that are being left on the table. There are things that could be done that you're forgetting or you're ignoring because you're clinging to what you think is going to work, that you've already thought of, and plans that you've already thought of. You need to think outside the pile of swords on this one. You need to think outside the box because there are solutions that are still there that are on the table that you're not quite getting, and maybe that's part of why things haven't quite materialized. I really like this deck. I didn't think I was going to, but I do. I'm a little disappointed in the sad Dracula card because he doesn't look sad or Dracula enough. I mean, he does look sad, but so I'll delete that one. All right. Here we go. I recently learned that I cannot have children. What can I do to accept this? I've grown up in a culture that puts major emphasis on motherhood and bearing children being connected to female identity. How and where can I find a happy, healthy female identity without motherhood? So we will ask these questions. We will say, what can you do to accept this? and we can do how to, let's see, so, oh, this deck is the Fountain Tarot. Okay. We will do the what can you do to accept this. We can put how to redefine yourself to be happy, and where to look, or what kind of person to look towards. Okay, so those are going to be the things. I wonder what movie they're watching out there, because I can hear it, because the TV is right up against my fucking office. I really thought that one through. That dog is barking. And he's been barking. Everybody's just staring at him. Anyway. So. Is he barking just because?
He barks because he just wants to bark sometimes.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm aware. I'm with that dog every moment of every day of my life. You watching?
That's playing a weird game.
Oh. All right, so this is 3 cards. What you can do to accept this, since you asked. We're going to do one for how you can start redefining yourself and your self-worth, and then what kind of, like, and where to look, We'll do that. Okay. So, boom. What can you do to accept this? That's pretty fucking spot on. How to redefine, or how you're going to redefine yourself, and where to look. This is fantastic, by the way, because all of the cards that came up are reverses. That is exciting to me, because when I read reverses, I read, if there's a lot of reverses, that the message being given is that all of this stuff has to do internally, not externally. Even though there is cultural pressure, I understand that. But this is all stuff that is within your power to deal with, and this is all stuff that you can deal with. So the first card that came up, the what do I do to accept this, was Judgment reversed. This is pretty simple. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't allow other people's judgments of you to sink in on yourself. And don't be your worst critic. Don't be your worst judge. Okay? So the next one is the 3 of Swords reversed. Okay, the 3 of Swords is all about heartache, all about all sorts of stuff. Reversed like this, and in this context, and this is how you're going to help redefine yourself, is you're going to give yourself time to grieve this discovery. Even if you never planned on having kids, even if you never wanted kids, there's a weird thing that goes along with, whatever. And you might be thinking right now that, okay, I have to let go. Since I can't, I have to make myself happy. This is giving yourself space to grieve. You need to give yourself space to grieve. And once you do that, your heart is going to slide right off of those 3 things there. And you're going to feel, eventually, you're going to get to the place. Now, this is a great thing. The 3 of Cups reversed. Now, the 3 of Cups, I'm usually like, oh, it's celebration, it's happiness, it's, good friends and good times, but it's reversed. So I'm going to go ahead and say that the 3 of Cups reversed is maybe you might need to withdraw from any, and not permanently, but you might need to withdraw from the people around you who hold these beliefs, who hold all this stuff, and allow yourself to seek out people that are outside of that cultural identity. Seek out people who maybe have gone through a similar thing or have similar feelings, okay? But you have to give yourself permission to detach from the other people in your life who are, and these might be friends, this might be family, people who might try to make you feel better or try to tell you all of these different, they might say, oh, you know, you should want this, or you should want that, or you should try this or try that, but you should do this, you need to find people that aren't going to do that to help you get through the grieving time. I'm not saying cut everybody off. The hermit did not come up. You know, it's not to say, okay, well, you should never, ever, you know, talk to these people again. It's just for right now, the people that you need to be sharing this with are not necessarily the people who are closest to you, and who will have opinions on how you should run your life. You may want to maybe seek out some people online. That might work. So hopefully that makes sense, but it made sense when I looked at it. So, all right. I love this deck. Okay, we're going to go up here. Ooh, there is someone in my life who is a long-distance friend with benefits. Will it ever be more than that, or am I destined to spend the rest of my life alone? Big question. So this is about the long-distance friend with benefits. We're going to go what you want, what they want, what's going to happen. It's going to be that easy. What you want, what they want, what's going to happen. Oh, wow. Wowie, wowie. Okay. So the first card that came up, the what you want, is the Hermit. This is interesting to me because the Hermit in here is seen as being on a journey and going through the woods and having this. Apparently, he's got a flashlight, and that's fine. I'm fine with that. You can, and you don't have to have a lantern. You can have a flashlight. But a part of me feels like this card came up because as much as you would maybe want something to happen, like you would want, you don't necessarily, like you kind of are valuing your independence, and you kind of are valuing, you kind of value that independence. And there may be a fear there of losing it. There may also be that fear of I'll be alone forever, or what have you, that would make you, you know, a little bit more desperate as you're walking through this forest. What the other person wants is the Two of Swords. That might be that they want to make a choice. They want to make some sort of headway. They want to make some sort of definite plan, because right now you are hung, you are suspended in this like thing here, you know, what have you, right? Like of, you know, is this a thing? Is this not a thing? That's being felt by that person too. And they would like an answer either way. But the center card is Death, which is change, total change. So what this might be warning is that if you take steps to, the other thing is the Hermit is about knowledge and stuff like that, and knowing yourself and stuff, knowing yourself. You might be in a situation where just asking the question or trying to make things permanent or trying to make things more might force a big change that you don't have any control over. And you don't know what, and this is definitely a big, there's no definite what the change will be. It could go any way. And especially with this person, it could go either way. Okay. So, tread lightly. Tread lightly. It didn't say anything about you being alone forever, but tread lightly. If you want to make this thing a thing, you're going to have to be Alrighty. Wah, 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 ba, ba, da, 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 da. Beep, beep. Okay, we're going to do this one. And again, I'm sorry that there's such a backlog that I'm doing things from like June, but there are a lot of questions in the question box. Okay. Why can I never focus long enough to finish a book? I can go strong for a few weeks, slowly die down, abandon the project for a few months, then force myself to write again, but only after hating everything I've done in my entire life before starting the process again. Oh, wow. I have no idea what you're talking about, she said, with the rewrite of Glass Slivers and Nigel on her hard drive. So we're going to look at what your problem is. We're going to look at, okay, what you can see about the situation, what you're not seeing about the situation, what you need to do about it. All right. You can see about the situation. This is really funny. What you can't see about the situation and what you can do about it. Okay. So what you see the situation. This is how you see the situations, okay? This is the Eight of Wands reversed. What you see about this situation, you are really having a hard time. Sorry, I'm making this window smaller here, okay? You are really having a hard time seeing any forward progress. And I don't mean you're having a hard time making forward progress, because you are. But I mean, you're having a hard time seeing the progress you've made. Like, you don't see any progress. You don't see any forward movement. You don't see any of that. As a result, what you're not seeing is the amount of work that you've done. The amount, this is the Seven of Pentacles, by the way, so that you can see that. You're not seeing the amount that you're putting in. You're not seeing, this is fantastic. I'm sorry. The guy looks like, man, I wish you guys could see this better, but the guy looks like Gordon Ramsay picking succulents. You are unable to see any of, I said you're unable to see the progress that you've made and the forward momentum you've made. But as a result, you're unable to commit to doing the hard work, to doing what you need to do to get that forward progress. And it's all just basically because you literally have no rear view mirror here. You have no, and you're being really mean to yourself. But this especially is like you don't see how much you sort of denigrate your work. And you don't pay attention to the amount of, you've put a lot of care into stuff, but you don't give yourself credit for it. How are you going to fix it? The Six of Cups came up, okay? The Six of Cups. You, my friend, are going to have to find a way to get back to genuinely loving your work, to having genuine feeling. And if this means going to a project that you gave up on, that you really, really were excited about, going back, looking at it, not being critical, and just going, wow, I remember when I was writing this, I remember how much I loved it, I remember how fun it was. That's what you need to get back to. You need to get back to the fun of it. You need to stop putting your work down, because you have been putting your work down. And you need to remember that it might not, oh, this is about somebody who can't finish a book. Can't finish the book. So yeah, it is. It's a Gordon Ramsay tarot card. He's gonna throw these out. He's like, they're fucking raw. You're trying to poison me. I've been poisoned. My God. He makes it sound like he's a spy. Like, just say you got food poisoning. He's always like, they're trying to poison me. It's like, who the fuck are you, the king? Anyway, the point being, you got to look in that rearview mirror, and you got to give yourself credit for the stuff that you have done, and you've got to give yourself credit for all that stuff. So Well, I hope you're not hating everything and everyone now. Boop. All right. We've done several reading. I love these cards. I love these. These are fantastic. I'm really vibing with these cards. I would never poison Gordon Ramsay. Somebody said something the other night on Twitter. They were like, I would that if any of the Spice Girls asked them to commit murder, they would do so no questions asked. And I said, same. And then somebody asked me, what if they asked you to murder another Spice Girl? And I was furious. Because you know what? Friendship never ends. They are never going to want to murder each other. A Gordon Ramsay deck? There we go. And death could be uncooked chicken. And that six of cups would be that little girl that had her dad help her open the jar. That was fantastic. And I have a lighter. I need to smoke a little weed before I do any more. Woo! I have not smoked a joint in a minute. And I mean a minute. And that hit me so... Oh, yeah. Yeah, swords are kitchen knives. Damn it. I'm just reading what you guys have been saying. What I love is that you just said love is the 90s music or love the 90s music references tonight. And my dumbass went, what are you talking about? What 90s? I was talking about Joan Osborne, the Spin Doctors. Never even crossed my mind that the Spice Girls were from the 90s. Because they're eternal and they're always in my heart. The unauthorized tarot of Gordon Ramsay. Angry little blonde guy tarot. Check this shit out. I don't know if I've ever shown this tattoo on here. How do I turn it so that you guys can see it? I got a kitchen knife right there, see? How do I... Yeah! Jenny, get your arm right. Get your fucking life together. Anyway, that's a kitchen... Just trust me, it's a kitchen knife. It's a kitchen knife. It's also my only tattoo that doesn't have any black ink in it. Whoa. A kitchen knife for murdering? No. Yes. 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 Because the tattoo says I killed one man to save 100,000. So for you history buffs out there, you know what that tattoo is about. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I should make that a tier. I should make that a tier. Look at your name tattooed on me. Just fill up my back. No, I have a tattoo that I want to get. Since I'm having a smoke break, I'll tell you about my tattoo idea. I gotta finish Moby Dick here. I gotta finish this. This is ridiculous. It's been empty for so long. I gotta get that done. I gotta get it done. But no, I wanted a tattoo. Nobody steal this tattoo idea because I actually made it. 2 anatomical human hearts. Okay, so like a heart, you know, like how they have the heart with the banner. It's two human hearts though, and they're next to each other. So it's like 2 hearts, and then there's a banner around it, and it has the doctor's name, his real name. Because everybody says, oh, nobody knows the doctor's name, except for Douglas Adams gave that answer to a fan in a fan magazine and said that his name was this mathematical equation. So it'd be like, you know, I heard that it should be like the heart with mom, but with the doctor. But I don't know where I'm going to put it because I'm going to have Mary here. I'm going to have her turned into I'm gonna have her turned into Amy Pond at some point, or Clara. Either Amy or I think that she might be better as a Clara because I love Clara so much. You guys can fight me. Do you guys want to see something funny? Can you see? Ta-da! Wait, hang on. We're gonna get festive. We're gonna get festive up in here. You need a party hat. It's hard to draw on this angle. Woo! Party hat. It's got stripes. She's been a pirate before. Look. Happy birthday, Jesus! Happy birthday, Jesus! Nope, don't open my door. Oh, for Sammy. Okay. Stay out though, I smoke. This part, this cup of markers, I actually have this because when I was in War Paint, when I was a pit singer in War Paint, one of the other pit singers colored my tattoo in. Ah! Tell him I said hi. All right, what was I doing? I'm going to do a charity thing, and it's going to be like, you can win being able to color in my fucking unfinished tattoo. I feel so bad because my friend is doing it, and she's a super talented and in-demand artist, and she's always like, when are we finishing your tattoo? And I'm always like, God damn it, because I know it's probably not, if she sees it, it's just like, okay, what's your neighbor's name? I'm interested to know. I want to meet your neighbor. That made me just think of what Mr. Rogers might think of me. I'm not a fan of ever having to think about that. I'm a fan of Mr. Rogers. I feel like I would be a disappointment. But that's not true though, is it? I think Mr. Rogers wasn't ever truly disappointed in anyone. I watched that movie. Herman. Is it Herman or like, am I pronouncing it in the, because I've seen that name in 2 different languages. So is it Herman with an H? Covered in puzzle pieces, people from everywhere color them in with blue ink. Oh yeah, he was on that X-Files. Ding ding. Okay, awesome. Yeah, no, because I've seen that name in, there's another language that it's in. I see somebody shirtless over there. Wait, I can't point to you. I'm getting a little drunk. I had a lot of sun today. I went to a graduation. Look at where my finger is. See that? I feel like there's somebody standing there. There's not. What the hell was that a reflection of? Oh, wait, no, they moved. So there was somebody there. I'm not. Man. I saw a thing today where somebody went to Mr. Rogers. This will make me cry. I saw a thing today in the Deathling Den that said that somebody went to Mr. Rogers' mausoleum and there was damage, like the part of the roof had caved in, and that was not great. But they left a yellow crayon at his grave. It just kills me. My favorite episode of the X-Files. My favorite episode of the X-Files is the one with the vampires in the town, and we see it one time from the way Scully experienced it, and one time from the way Mulder experienced it. And my favorite part of the whole thing is when the vampire pizza boy comes, and he's super drunk because he was mixing like concentrated orange juice into a bottle of vodka. And he throws like a handful of sunflower seeds or something. Like he just whips it, and then he like looks like all drunkenly pleased with himself. And that is my favorite episode of the X-Files. The monster in the sewer. The one that really got me too, there was one where a guy was that guy that thought people had howlers in them, and you could see his victims in pictures. That like if you took a picture of him, you saw the victims, and he was like taking women and he was like giving them like ice pick lobotomies to get the howlers out of them. And that was set in fucking Traverse City, Michigan. So I don't appreciate that. Oh no, okay, if you don't remember that episode, we gotta fix it, because it was unreal. And I think Luke Wilson was in that. I think that was back before Luke Wilson was like Luke Wilson. Like I think it was like an early Luke Wilson. Yeah. Yeah, the howlers, that fucking freaked me out. Yes, it was the kid from the Sandlot. He's like, what did you do that for? Like, what did you do that for? I fucking loved that. That's probably because of vampires. I love vampires. Oh shit. That's fucking crazy. Like the X-Files was legit scary, because I mean, I tell everybody, I don't care, you can think I'm kooky. I think I've been abducted. I have a fucking abduction story on my blog, and like I fucking think that shit is scary. Aliens. I'm really into Doctor Who. So I guess there are some aliens I'm okay with, like Doctor Who and Star Wars and shit. But like it was a fucking crazy. The sorter was for an address on it. Oh my god! That's bonkers, Kenny. Anyway. This is the part where everybody's like, okay, Jenny, I thought you were cool, like, up until, like, right when you said alien abduction. I did not write fanfic, but I did an elaborate oil painting of Mulder and Scully. So, I did not write or participate in fanfic, but I painted them. They were my muse. Okay. Will there be any progress in my house buying endeavor? Well, I hope so, because this was from the 6th, but let's figure it out. Just 3 rando cards about your house buying. Uh-oh. No, Jenny. I guess I could have just picked it up. Do-over! It's a do-over. Progress in these people's house. Just give me 3 random. 3 at random. Boy, howdy. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, I know. She went to high school. Did you know, Tammy? Did you know that one of the Darrens from Bewitched was born in Rockford? I don't remember if it was Dick York or Dick Sargent. To be honest, I have seen every episode of that show, and I legitimately cannot tell them apart. And everybody's like, they look so different. And I'm like, I do not notice it all. I cannot tell the Darrens apart. They are the same man to me. I cannot see. I have like Darren-related face blindness. Like when on Roseanne, when they replaced Becky, and everybody's like, it's so weird, they look so similar. And I was like, no, they don't look anything alike. This is fucking, are you just, you were watching the wrong show. And then I see Dick York and Dick Sargent, and I'm like, I think that's the same man. Anyway. That's the story. And of course, we all know that Gerald Ford was from Grand Rapids and that there's a bomb-ass museum. I'm sorry. That museum is amazing. Anyway, like here is a monument to my failure. Like there's a fucking whole exhibit about him fucking up the end of the Vietnam War. That's fantastic. All right. Anyway, he's buried there. So bad news, Tammy. If there is a zombie uprising, you stand a very high chance of being eaten by Ford or his wife, Betty. All right. I have not been down there. Don Wells from Gilligan's Island. I could never, as a child, figure out what it was about Gilligan's Island I liked so much. And it was Marianne and Ginger. Okay, so this question was your house buying endeavor. All right, it looks like there's a 3 of Cups. You know what we can think of this as? The first thing I thought was, oh, friends. You'll need friends to help you move. So maybe that's what it means. But either way, that's a lot about celebration and community and stuff like that. 10 of Swords reversed. This is going to be massive. There's going to be at least a massive release of tension over the issue. Something that's some sort of friction or something. There's going to be a massive release of stress and heartache and whatever. So that's going to be great. And justice. Things are going to turn out fairly. However things are going. Whatever's going on. Things are going to turn out fairly. So. Reno. So my grandpa Pat, he died a long time ago. I felt like I got a message from him today. It was a weird thing. But he went to Reno one time and he came back and he brought me a trucker hat that said Mabel's Horror House, where the customer comes first. Yeah, I don't know why he got that for me, but I treasure it and I have it still. This was the same grandpa who one time I tried to make a joke about Bill Clinton and like how we were talking about Bill Clinton and I said something about how I would have sex with Bill Clinton. This was a long time ago because this grandpa died a long time ago. And I said something about having sex with Bill Clinton and he said, Jenny, that man had a heart attack. He can't do any heavy lifting. And when I was little and I had braces and they like put spacers and I had a big gap in my teeth. I had a giant gap in my teeth. I wish I would have kept it. But one time I stuck a toothpick through it and I said, look, I can stick a toothpick through it into the gap in my teeth. And he said, Jenny, they can fit the whole tree. They made the toothpick out of the gap in your teeth. I was a child. Anyway, that's not the worst one though. The best roast I think anybody in my family got on me is my stepdad told me I was pretty in 2 ways. He was like, Jenny, you're pretty in 2 ways. And I said, yeah. He said, yeah, you're pretty ugly and pretty apt to stay that way. I've never laughed so hard in my life. Oh my God. My family is fantastic at roasting each other. Oh my God. One time somebody was having a party. This is Brown and Green's favorite story about my Grandma Z from that grandpa's wife. She was like, they were having a party at their house and somebody said, when's the party? And I go, now the party don't start till I walk in. And she goes, the party's at 4, Jenny. It was like the most, like, so she was so done with my bullshit. It was just like, the party's at 4, Jenny. Anyway. Your mom says that? The Pretty Ugly and Pretty Hip to stay that way? I love it. I love it. All right. Anyway, I don't remember what got me on that subject. Oh, I was at a New Age store today. Duh. I was in a New Age store today, and just as we were about to leave, I look out of the corner of my eye, and there's this ashtray. And when I was little, my grandpa smoked, and he had this ashtray, and it was just this. It was a cheap ass ashtray. It was glass, and around the outside there was like a band of like olive green, and then it had like all of these little like Greek like toga people or like Roman toga people like just around the outside. It was just a cheap ass little thing. Well, when he died, that was what I wanted the most. That was what I got. One of the things I got. And I hadn't thought about it in a long time. And then today, randomly, I was at that thing and they had that same ashtray. And I've never really seen that ashtray. I haven't seen it at garage sales. I haven't really seen it around. I'm not suggesting it's like this rare antique that's so special or anything like that. I just don't think anybody saved it because it wasn't anything special. I think people probably went, meh, chuck it, and, you know, I'll just chuck it. But, and plus ashtrays get broken all the time. But I was just like, wow, that's so wild that I saw that. And so I've been thinking about my grandpa today. Naked boys playing leapfrog. I can't wear shoes or I will fall down. Anyway, that was the story. That was the story. Let's figure this out. Here's a pretty rough one. So, can Catholicism be saved? Are all its... That's not what that button does, Jenny. Get your shit together. What the fuck is wrong with you? We're trying to save Catholicism. No, I told you what to do. I said to wrap the text. Okay, well then don't, I guess. Fucking fine. I guess that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Can Catholicism be saved? Are its conservative followers going to be forever hateful and dogmatic, or can we change things? Well, it's always been hateful and dogmatic. Yes, I know the reference. It has the bowls, and then they put the sweet and sour peasant soup in it. And sweet and sour peasant soup is a stew. That's what that reference is. I watched that movie the other day because I came downstairs and I was singing La Cage aux Folles and I was singing I Am What I Am. Because I was singing I am what I am what I am is a dumbass. It was funny. It was just, I was making fun of myself. But anyway. Well, by now he's left, but I'm telling you, it wasn't in the 70s because I straight up saw that motherfucker driving a bus in 1997. True story. Nobody's going to tell me. I seen Elvis. I seen him with my own two eyes. Now, I'm sorry, but the swamp folk is about to jump directly into your living rooms. Or your car, because somebody's watching in their car. I saw Elvis. So, and that's not me being a jokey person. I saw him. No, he was driving bus. He was driving a charter bus out of Steubenville, Indiana. It was Steubenville, the Catholic Youth Conference down there, the big Catholic Youth Conference. And he was driving a group back to Tennessee. He was still in Tennessee. And I think he was still working the grounds at Graceland. because they have pretty convincing fucking picture. There was a guy that used to hang out at the coffee shop, and he looked a little bit like Elvis, but he always like clearly wanted you to be like, oh, you look like Elvis. Like he did his hair so he would look more like Elvis, and he did like he wore like Elvis t-shirts and shit. Like he wanted you to know that he looked like Elvis. So I called him Uncle Jesse all the time. I was like, oh my God, you look just like Jesse Katsopoulos. I never once, because I could tell just looking at him, I could tell he wanted people to think and wanted people to be like, you look like Elvis. No, absolutely not. Power move. Power move. I'm calling you Uncle Jesse now. Riverbanks? That is a pretty cool name. I'm gonna start writing on KU as Alexis Raleigh. And somebody will be like, you shouldn't do that. And I'll be like, why not? Everybody says it's okay. Anyway. Okay. So the Catholic Church has always been dogmatic and hateful from inception all the way around up till now. I'm sorry if there's any Catholic people watching this, but I'm very jaded about the church. Okay, I burped. I want to do 3 cards about the future of the Catholic Church. That's fucking Lane Turner. Maybe I'll steal that. No, that's right. It's going to be Alexis Raleigh. I should just say Alexis Riley. Just to be a bitch. Just to be like, look. You know, we're going to do a reading about that. We did not do a reading about Alexa Riley. We're going to. Okay. Surprise, surprise. The Catholic Church thing is fucking when you go on road trips and you go through Ohio and you see Fang Boner Road. Oh, it's like, is this True Blood? Anyway, surprise, surprise, these are all reversed. The change has to come from within, or whatever's going on has to be fixed from within. Judgment reversed. Yeah. Fucking look out, man. Because people are judging you. And they should be. Because you're a bad institution. So then there's the 6 of coins. So yeah, they're still gonna be like selective with their charity and hoarding their fucking money. And giving a little bit more to some people than they are to others. They're not gonna be putting anything back out into the community. And then the Chariot. They're just going to run roughshod and uncontrolled over the whole world. This might be my drunk talking, or I might have hit the you know, where you get your, don't do that. You know you're gonna make him mad. There's a door there, but there's glass, so he can see the puppy, and he does not like the puppy. He doesn't like other dogs, and he doesn't like the puppy. Oh my God, my fucking. You used to live on Fang Banger Road? Oh no, you're a Fang Banger. Oh man, my legs are swollen. I'm going to keep going though. I can do this. I'll do like one more. Let's do one on Alexa Riley, on the Alexa Riley situation. Tell us what's up in the Alexa Riley situation. We're going to do 1 card for Alexa Riley, for that pair of authors. 1 card for Liz Pelletier at Entangled and what's going on with her. And one card for Amazon. Alexa Riley. Okay. I like to see scammers fail. This Pelletier. And Amazon. Okay. Okay, well, good news. The card we pulled for Alexa Riley is the 10 of Coins reversed. The 10 of Coins is a solid foundational wealth that carries on. And this is instability and uncertain future financially and lack of a legacy. All right. No, why would I want to? I don't want absinthe. No. What the fuck? I'm fucked up off of a beer. Why are you drinking absinthe? Let's see your belly. You're going to get everybody who is into bears all fucking turned on right now. Get out of my office! Get out of Malibu, Lebowski!
Wait, what did he do?
Oh, you go to bed. You should be going. Why is she? Can't. Anyway, I'm not drinking absinthe. All right. Anyway, we'll not be drinking absinthe tonight while my child is there. All right. 6 of Cups is the one that came up for Liz Pelletier. Nostalgia and all of that stuff. I am going to go out on a limb and say that the motivation for signing Alexa Riley is that there has not been a hit at that place for a while. I'm not putting down any of the authors there, but they were used to having flagship authors, and now they don't have those flagship authors anymore. So I think this move was, hey, remember when we were on top? Remember the stuff that happened when we were the shiny new and people weren't suspicious of our business practices and shit? That was a trying to return to that. And then Amazon, 3 of Swords, heartbreak, grief. I don't think they are going to let them back on. I think they're gone. I think that might be a sign that Amazon is just fucking done and is just fine and willing to disappoint them. So, yeah, I can't believe my husband just showed his bloated ass beer belly. Like, here, check it out. No, he's amazing. I'm so excited to go hang out with him. Blade Trasket is a werebear, but I've got to start thinking I can't think of how to start this fucking Centaur book. God damn it. I'm going to put this follow us on Instagram fucking card on the top there, because I'm going to close this up. And it's a little keepsake, but oh, it smells so good. All right. Yeah, he's a super hot werebear. Anyway, I've got to figure out what to do, how to start the Centaur story. I'm having a hard time with that. We'll figure it out, though. We'll figure it out. So before I go, I just want to point out that this video tonight, we did not have to restart or turn it off. Oh, the book that you have to read of Brownwinds, is rewritten. Go get that one. That's my favorite one she's ever written. All of her books are good. She has like some fantasy ones. She has some shapeshifter ones. She has of her contemporaries rewritten. Oh my God. It's like my favorite thing she ever wrote. Go get and read Rewritten. Don't say that I'm freezing, Tammy. You say that. Yes. Okay. So he's on the rooftop of his home overlooking the Thames. Yes. Okay. So the centaur lives in a place that he can see the Thames all the time. Yeah. Okay. That's a good start. Okay, Shanti. Thank you for giving me that first. Thank you for giving me that first thing, because now that's really going to happen. It's set in London now, because they didn't say anything about it having to be set anywhere else. It's set in London now. And then anybody who has a problem with something, they go, that's not what it's like in England. Where I had to like retcon Sophie's tea kettle thing, because I'm an American and I never thought electric kettle, because we use tea kettles on the stove, I think, are more common. But yeah, no, we're not going to talk about his giant horse cock, because I still don't know what to do with that thing. I am sitting here and I am thinking about writing this book, and how am I going to write this? Yeah, well, I see that, but now somebody was listening outside the door and got a bad shock. So, well, don't worry about it. Just leave is the puppy in bed? No. Just close this, because I'm going to be signing off in a minute anyway, and that's why we don't work outside doors. Anyway, yeah, there's going to be, yeah, so that's how we're going to start it. 'Cause, I mean, they have the plot. They just don't have anything that says that they absolutely has to be. But yeah, no, I don't know what I'm going to do with that, because how do I write a love scene without it being like bestiality? I don't want that to be the issue. No, they get traumatized on a regular basis, Emily, on a regular basis. They just do. They just do. Anyway, I'm going to go hang out with my husband and probably watch American Dad, because I'm problematic. And this was fun. And I will see you next. No, I think what it's going to be is that he looks like a human when he's on Earth. No, because that's horrifying. Stop suggesting the torso penis. No, no, because like he'll only look like a centaur. He'll have like a human form on the mortal plane. I've already figured this out. We've done this every week. I've been worried about this, but I'm so worried about his penis. Anyway, I will, I don't know. I'm going to go and do this. So I'll see you guys next week. Next week it's going down. I'm yelling timber. Maybe I am. All right, let's go. Nope. That. I meant to do that. I did not mean to flip you off. That. So good night. And peace out.